Hello, and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
And I'm Sandra Gemo. Glad you could join us, guys.
Guys, glad you're here again. It should be a different sound system again tonight. We've just been upgrading it, so just let us know you can hear us alright with the thumbs up. Let us know you can hear us alright. Perfect, guys.
Right, I'm not ignoring then, Janet. You can continue to
share.
Yes. Please share, guys. Help us out here.
We have a new sponsor, and the sponsor is AG Roofing and Cladding. So if you want any roofing or cladding done, AG Roofing and Cladding is our sponsors, and we're proud to be associated with them. This is week 2 and a new deal that we've got with them. Thanks a lot to Alan and the guys, and welcome to the Gers TV. Loads and loads to talk about tonight, guys. We've got the build up to the European tie, the Borussia Dortmund game. We've got last week's fixtures, this weekend's fixtures, and everything that's involved in the famous Glasgow Rangers. If you want to talk about it, you can phone us up and we'll chat about it. Before we start, we've got a nice video here we're going to play, and it's the Borussia Dortmund Rangers games from the past. We'll just pass you on to that quickly, guys, whilst we're doing some liking and sharing. And if you could do us a wee favour, share away. Please tell 10, tell 10.
Johansson. Wonderful goal by Johansson. Smith, Johnston. Smith leaving up. Good goal by Alex Smith. David Smith to Johnston across, and Smith headed it in, and again the Borussia goalkeeper could be said to be...
Again, still a bit too far out for the shot. Now Fritz. A great cross for Johnston, and again Koch wins it. Down it comes to Russell. It's touched in. Davy Cooper. Rangers are in front. This time the referee's ignoring it, allowing Fritz to come forward. Cooper supporting on the right. Fritz hanging off the short one back. Cooper going towards the dead ball line. Great cross. That's the one to settle the tie. Derek Johnston. A marvellous goal for Rangers.
So perhaps a chance for Rangers here. Goff's well forward again. And it's there! Rangers have scored! 63 minutes gone, and Richard Goff is delighted. There's jubilation among the Rangers fans, and Richard Goff, leading by example, puts Rangers back into the corner kick, which he takes quickly in towards Gascoigne, and it's now for Rangers. It's Ian Ferguson. 73 minutes, and Ian Ferguson equalises for Rangers.
Also die Borussia bemüht die Order des Trainers einzuhalten. Oh, und kein Abseits. Da haben sie eine alberne Abseitsfalle aufgebaut und bezahlen dafür. Brian Laudrup. Ja, das ist natürlich so eine Sache. Mit der Abwehr, die nicht eingespielt ist, eine Abseitsfalle basteln, das ist nicht clever. Laudrup. Kein Abseits. Und das 2:2. Gordon Dury. Als hätte ich es beschrien vorhin. Ohne Not. Das kann nicht.
Und unglücklicher kann die Anfangsphase hier im Almut-Park aus Dortmunder Sicht eigentlich nicht beginnen. Und während jetzt bereits die Nachspielzeit läuft, steht ein frischer Mann zum Einwechseln bereit. Hier haben wir ihn, den Finnen Johansson. Klasse gespielt von Van Bronckhorst auf Alberts und Wallace. Ich denke, der Mann, der eigentlich raus sollte, zumindest hat er heftig diskutiert mit Advokat, schickt vielleicht Johansson wieder auf die Bank. Rod Wallace zum 2:0. zum berühmten, denkbar ungünstigsten.
Oh, we shall. I'm waiting for something happening here. Sorry, guys. As usual, Si has moved in, upset the studio, haven't we?
Can't see for some reason.
Right, all the thing I can do is read it from my phone. Right, hello there, John Fullerton. How you doing, Brian Newell?
That was
We'll
the
just need to
Borussia
run with
Dortmund. Aye, we'll get it in a second. It's just a signal on the telly disappeared there. The Borussia Dortmund game from the past, guys. So Rangers have fared well against the German team. We'll just get my screen back together. I don't know what
That
happened there.
was Si once again,
Literally,
guys.
I was literally on my knee. How could that have went there? Anyway, he still sees. Here he is. He's the thumbs up. Make sure you can see. You should be able to see on that one. The new.
They can, because I'm here.
You can
look.
see it perfect. That's all right. So we've got a big blue screen looking as we can't see anything on it. We'll do the shout outs quickly. The new, and we'll try and figure this out.
Hello there, Sarah Wallace. How you doing?
Hi, Sarah.
Scotty Aiken, Walter J. McClay, William Roundtree, Betty Mackenzie. Hello, Betty. How you doing?
Turn it off,
I think the Germans will underestimate the mighty Bears, she said.
Aye, no, I think as well. Just a quick shout out as well. Sarah's got a new job. She's been looking forward to that all week, so all the best for that, Sarah.
Good luck, Sarah.
And we've got Gordon here as well. If I've got to mention Gordon's here, trying to fix
Hi
it.
everyone, trying to
We should be back on every
Hey,
second.
we've got Alan Duff.
Simon
Good
issues.
morning from Sydney, Australia. Good morning, Alan.
And guys, we've been talking about doing some stuff for the 150th anniversary of Rangers. So we've got some merchandise we're getting made up just now. Here's a couple of samples. I'm tanning the
your
lager
cup.
with it.
There's my cup.
And what we're doing tonight for the Patreon site, the first person that joins our Patreon site tonight will get a free mug sent
Free
to
mug.
them. They'll get a free Gers TV.
So jump over to
150.
Patreon, guys, and just...
The link's on the
have a
page
wee link
anyway,
there.
guys, and you get to join that. You'll also get your Bill Smith picture sent out to you by the end of the month. Other than that, we're doing, if anybody's wanting to buy the mugs, we've got a limited edition of them.
Only £8.50,
Yeah.
plus your postage and packing.
And I'll be sent out to you and you'll have them.
There's a link for Patreon there.
And there's a link up for the Patreon.
Right, hello there, Jim Ward. How you doing? Thank you very much, Jim.
I'm just laughing because I'm starting something. I slept the first time we're nice and early.
You would insist on the earpieces.
Aye, but the thing is, everything was fine. It's just one wire went and that was it, man. Chaos as usual. Guys, let us know your predictions for the game on Thursday night. It's going to be a massive game for Rangers. It's a really, really hard tie.
Right, turn off.
But Dortmund haven't been
Captions.
in massive form just now. They're not in great form. We're going to give you the stats of that in a wee minute. We're just trying to get my source. We're back to the television. There's no wanting to play ball.
It's not playing
Hi, Donna.
today. Hello there, Donna. How you doing? Kenny Ogg, how you doing? Let's see. I'll just go back the way.
Aye, there was loads coming in earlier.
Betty
Just mind the sharing
Mackenzie.
as well, guys. As many people can share as possible. That would be great for us.
Michael Roundtree, how you doing? Brian Newell, John Fullerton, Marion, hello Marion, how you doing? And Mark Dunnett, hello there.
A lot of the regulars on. There's
I know.
football tonight as well, guys. So see if any results come in he's wanting us to know about.
Aye, let us know.
Tell us and we can tell everybody else. But keep watching Gers TV whilst you're at it. That's the plan.
Did you take anything at the side? Did you touch
No, I
anything
never
at the
got
side?
forest to touch it. Just the wires just touch together and went. So it's just one of the wires the sun should be able to go. I'm going to touch that. Got to laugh, haven't you? Everything else is in that.
dearie
The wires
me.
are alright. What was I going to say? So Thursday night, big game. We chat about that first of all. That's all. These wires are all fine. It's just a television one. I think that I think personally, in my opinion, on the Thursday night's game, if Rangers can come out of that and still have a chance of the game at Ibrox, that'll be a good result for us because they're a fantastic team. Their best player, Haaland, I believe, is out. Hollander.
Yep.
I believe he's out, but we'll wait till on the night to find that out. Other than that, it's really just a case of if Rangers turn up on the night, we need to be at our best and hopefully they're not top form. Don't underestimate the Bundesliga. It's a great league and they're a great team. But Rangers can do it. I think Rangers can go there and put on a good performance. Where European performances in the past 3-4 years have been really 2-3 years. Sorry, have been really good. And I'm no. A lot of people are saying they're not looking forward to the game, and a lot of people are. I think it'll be a great game of football, and the atmosphere at two grounds will be great.
We've got the first one on the 17th and the next one on the 24th.
24-5. So let us know what you think. How you think the game's going to go, guys?
The sheep getting beat, said Brian Newell.
That's quick.
Hope all's good, Sandra. Thanks, Donna. Yes, I'm doing good, thanks. I know I'm missing every couple of weeks now, I know. St Johnstone's winning 1-0.
Just keep that out.
Jennifer
we don't need
Kerrigan.
the mics if that's right. Just need to watch your volume, that's the only thing.
Um,
Let us know where you're watching from as well, anywhere in the world. There's been a lot of new people in the last couple of weeks, a lot of new people watching.
Jim McLeod, how you doing? David Hesseni, is that it? Hennessy? Of course we can.
Of course we can win, yeah.
Hello, Lynn Callan, how you doing?
There's lots of Man City's winning 1-0 as well, apparently. So as
Jim Ward said over 2 legs we will put them out.
I hope
they're
so.
Overrated.
I don't know about overrated, but they're certainly a good team. But we'll decide that after we play them. I think we've got a really good chance.
Gordon, give us a rundown on
You've got the latest goals.
Dortmund, people say they're not in great form, but the last couple of games are very high scoring games. Dortmund entertaining team, but we can score goals against them as well. Going back a few weeks, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Dortmund 3, Dortmund 5, Freiburg 1. Then they slipped up against St Pauli, a second division team in the cup, lost 2-1. We're obviously they're Hamburg's rivals, so we are
of course, like the Hamburg guys, aye.
Then they beat Hoffenheim 3-2, again another high scoring game. Then they lost 5-2 at home to Leverkusen, although as we discovered, Leverkusen are a good team. And on Sunday they beat Union Berlin 3-0 away. So the papers this morning were saying they're in bad form. That doesn't sound like bad form to me.
I know.
A
tough defeat. They're very high scoring games. On the plus side, their star striker Haaland is definitely out injured. So
that's one bonus.
But they've got players like Marco Reus, etc. who are
they're
fantastic players.
They're a quality team. They're a quality team.
Players.
What I'll say, with the Rangers' point of view, we're starting to come back onto form, and Morelos is in top form now. That's the bad thing. I think he's the fittest I've seen him. He does look.
He looks as if he wants to be here.
Aye, he looks as if he's really, really happy. He looks eager to play. He doesn't look too angry, and I like him being angry when he plays, but he doesn't look as if he's going to get sent off, because it's vital that he's got the best of behaviour, because the referee on Thursday, I believe, is a strict disciplinarian. He's sent off. He's got an average of something like 3 or 4 sending offs in European games, I'm sure. Can't remember the exact stats, but he's a French referee that's well known, that doesn't take any, I'm not going to get yellow card, but any S-H-I-T, doesn't take that. So Morelos needs to watch himself, because he'll try and play him into that trap. But we need him in top form, and it's great to see Philip Hollander back in the Rangers team as well. I don't think he'll be fit enough for the...
No, he's been removed for the squad for the European games.
Has he? Aye, so he can't play anyway. I don't think he would have been fit enough to play in that anyway, but it was great to see him back and get the defence settled in again. So it's a massive week for Rangers again. We've got predictions coming in, and they might put our predictions in.
I don't know, but Joe Wiley says you're the wire man.
I don't know idea.
Okay.
I don't know what I mess things about. As but as
is
guys,
it on the right source?
I think so. Let's see it. I'll try that now. If you want to.
Right, hello Susie Booth. How you doing? I hope you and your dad's sitting watching. Be good to see you. And when are you coming up to Glasgow? Hello Joe Wiley, Colin Haynes, Scott Guest. How you defender for our lives and come away with a draw. Give us a great opportunity the following week. That was Scott Guest. Bruce Taylor, good evening all from Fort William. Hello there.
Fort William?
Yes. Tommy Scott. Haaland may be out. Hollander may be out, but they're still a strong team. Right? His discipline is so much better now he's grown up a bit. He must be talking about Morelos, because we were there.
I agree with that, aye. He's a massive part of the team.
Away draw, home win, said Kenny Ogg. Warren Rowney, wait for a hello Warren Rainey. I'm like, hello. He said the sound's a lot better. Good.
You know what I say? I'm not going to mention what
Warren said the sound's a lot better. Another Braga job. James Lyle, hello from Guruk. We are the people. Good evening from East Kilbride, Jordan Boyd. Michael Roundtree, hopefully will be one at Ibrox from Walsall, England. Hi Stan, hello. Gary Dixon. Coming up and soon, can't wait to see you, Sandy. Yes, my dad's watching with me. Hello, I hope you two yous are doing well. All the way down there in Liverpool.
Aye, who's that?
Yes, Susie Booth and her dad's.
Aye, good.
I know Donna Robertson, I know he shouldn't touch anything.
Which, to be fair, I never actually.
I have a big
shooting.
blue
My
screen
niece,
now with nothing on
Might
it.
have a wee quick look.
That's why I'm checking my phone, guys. Sorry if I keep looking away.
But I was just trying to get the telly back. Actually, what I done was move something up here. That was about it.
What's that? What's that?
Yep. Sounds a lot better. Good. That's good,
We got-
guys.
we
You're
got a
noticing the
micro-
difference. We
got
get
a
new equipment.
Microphone system.
Things
in.
were working to 5 seconds ago and I decided to press the microphones.
Microwaves.
The microwaves.
There
There we go. Hello. Thank you, Gordon.
And to think you were saying
That's
that Gordon's
us back.
a useless so-and-so.
Yay!
Yes. Here we go.
Gordon in the
Every
corner.
week there's a
Thanks,
balls up.
Gordon.
But you know what? That just shows that it's independent, it's no professional. But we're sponsored by AG Roofing and Cladding.
Yes.
So we're getting there.
And we've got a new sponsor, it's Gordon Bond IT Solutions.
Your name's Bond. Bond.
Hello there. Right, Rab Harris, good evening from Thurso. How are you
Right, go
doing?
right up the north of Scotland.
Hello, Marion, you're in Texas. Yes, you're right, Si was.
It's just because we've got a whole new setup here that you can't see different things happening on, and everything should be a lot better. But tonight I just basically forgot to lift the earpieces because of it. I went to lift them in the last second. Listen, it was more important. I've got 10 minutes to go. I lifted the beer. So that was the most important thing I got. Was remember the new background, the new set and all
I
that?
know. I think it's
It's not
looking
happening,
good.
man. It's not
It's
happening.
looking good.
You would think these mistakes are deliberate.
Right, hello from Saltcoats tonight. Looking forward to the show as usual, guys. David
Cheers,
Ainsworth,
David.
how you doing? See how easy it is when you're looking forward and reading.
I know, it's so much
reading
better.
that way.
So, guys, give your predictions. Any predictions you go for Thursday night? It's a massive game for Rangers. 2-0 to Man City now.
A peach.
Which would been a peachy goal. You all good, Si. I'm brilliant, Billy. So, who's Davey? Brilliant,
You
Billy.
think you're me there?
Oh,
Just
pick
looking and saying something
pick names
else.
out of the hat. No, fantastic. Lots of things happening in the future. We're going to be doing Billy's pals doing the book promotion.
All
We're
right,
doing the book
okay.
in the future as well. So it's all good. And we'll get loads of comments coming in. Guys, keep sharing and keep sharing and sharing and
Yeah,
sharing.
it looks good, Bite Mackenzie. Yep.
Aye, so
Right, 2-0 Man City.
control. Just watch
I
your
know.
volume. We'll do the calls in about 10 minutes time as well. We're going to start the calls early
First
tonight.
leg beat them at
'Cause we
Ibrox. I know,
forgot-
Lauren, I think that as well.
Gordon taking your place last week and at the end of the show like that, we forgot to take calls. So he didn't mention that. He's mentioning the credit when I do a balls up. We forgot to take the calls. See what
I
I've
can't
done there?
leave, I
Do you see
can't
what I've
leave
done there?
these eyes.
Straight at
Slam
the
it at
recording
him.
Sorry.
Aye.
He
See,
forgot
when
to
I'm
take
not
calls,
here,
and it was
guys, know what I mean?
I was afterwards, well, like that. Nobody phoned in. We never asked him.
That's leaving 2 men to do a job.
No, it was just to be on.
I wasn't here last
Aye.
week.
No, the week before, didn't take the call, just to be on.
No, it was last
Aye,
week.
yeah.
It was last week.
Oh, £5. £5
Oh,
bet.
dearie me.
I know I'm
There
right.
we go. I never predicted, but I will say it's
gonna
going to
be
be
cold.
cold.
Well, that's the thing. One thing I will say about German football, they treat their fans great as well. The way the pricing structure's done and things like that. It's just a bit unfortunate there's only 500 Rangers supporters going to be there. If you're one of the lucky fans going, let us know as well. Be great to hear from anybody that's one of the lucky fans.
Cheers, Simon. Enjoy your pint
Cheers.
from Edinburgh. Gary Dixon. John Fullerton over there, maybe cheeky, nothing, but then we'll do them
I-
Ibrox.
I-
I
I-
agree with
I-
that, John, yep. French ref, no surprise if Gers played boot or
I
sent
can't
off.
remember the guy's name. If anybody gets a chance, Google him. God might be going to the Google referee. I'm sure he's got a reputation for being very strict disciplinary.
Right, what's your
disciplinary.
thoughts? Sorry, what's your thoughts, guys, on both the Old Firm teams bringing back supporters and the games in the future?
To me, it's a no-brainer. I've got a couple of opinions on it, so I'll give all my opinions and then I'll let Sandra and Gordon, whatever they want to say.
Right.
The first thing about it is it's got to be done. They've got to bring the fans back, no matter what. Football was nothing without fans, and as much as we dislike them and they dislike us, what makes Old Firm game special is that
As a spark.
spark, of
Yep.
course. Correct, 100%. And also, it's what you look forward to. Even if you get beat, you can remember the atmosphere and the passion and everything else. And I also don't like, as much as we don't like Celtic fans, they don't like us, I think anybody that regularly goes to football matches should be entitled to get to matches every week. So I do like that idea that it's got to be done to bring them back.
Yep.
However, we need to get the story straight here, because I hate reading this, that Rangers started this. Rangers didn't start, this started when Celtic rebuilt their stadium.
Yep.
And they put Rangers, they were building the Rangers end and they had a car park in it, and they put the Rangers supporters in the corner. So we used to get the whole back in what they called the Rangers end, it was called at Celtic Park. Celtic broke Rangers' allocation down and put us in a corner. Rangers then retaliated and done it. But what people forget is they always say Rangers done it first. Rangers didn't do it first. Rangers eventually, 20 years later, or 15 years later, whatever it was, said, we'll put Celtic fans in the corner because you put Rangers fans in the corner after a campaign. Whether I agree with that or disagree with it, the only way I would agree with the Celtic supporters getting the whole of the Broomloan would be if Rangers get the whole of the Celtic end, which isn't going to happen. You're not going to get 18,000 tickets for Parkhead, so why should we be giving them the whole section again? Personally speaking, I would put them, and a lot of people won't like what I'm going to say here, I would do it the way they do in Europe. I'd have them in the club deck up the top corner so you can't see them.
Can't see them.
Because they were getting an advantage. They were coming to Ibrox and the whole Broomloan Road was green, white and gold. And that was an advantage because the cameras were focused on them. When we were going to Celtic Park, they were in the corner. We were in the corner and you couldn't see us because we'd been moved. Again, it was Celtic that started all this. However, I think the two teams need to get together and sort it out, because I don't think now, if I was a season ticket holder in the Broomloan Road and somebody said, are you going to move for them? I don't want to be the person saying I believe they should get moved because I don't believe it, and if I had a season ticket in there and I wouldn't have moved.
I must admit, I went to the last Old Firm at Ibrox and it wasn't the same atmosphere. I mean, I know it's a nice atmosphere, all your fans, but it's missing that spark.
Football's all about shouting at people and anger and everything else.
That fight.
So I've drawn to two opinions on it. Obviously, I believe that we should be bringing back. I think football should always be for fans, and all supporters should be allowed into a game, or the opportunity to get in. However, do you put them in the corner, or do you give them more? That's the next. The first thing you can't do is you can't give them any more than the corner this time, because their season ticket holders have bought their ticket for the Broomloan. However, do people want them back in the future? Well, if I think every Rangers fan is being honest that goes to away games. If you were talking 20,000 Rangers fans at Parkhead, Celtic Park, we'd probably agree to that, because it used to be the old joke. The atmosphere at Celtic Park was great because we were the atmosphere, and we were. Celtic couldn't sell their tickets for 30 years and they still struggle to sell their tickets. However, if we're taking that section, they're going to take our section, the Broomloan, and Rangers supporters would lose out. That's the part I don't like. So I'm 50-50 on how you do it, but I would bring the 800 back just now. However, 800 is not a big enough for either the two teams.
Either the two.
So that's my opinion. I would like to see it if they could come to a compromise, but that compromise would mean loyal Bears losing out, and that's what I don't like.
The referee for the game is Dick Turpin's brother, Clement Turpin.
Clement Turpin, Dick Turpin's brother.
Clement Turpin.
Well, at least he's an orangeman.
He's averaging 4 yellow cards a game.
I said that earlier on. 4 yellows, I said earlier on.
Morelos and Sakala get one each to out for the return leg, as we know.
So we need to be very careful with discipline.
Damned if we do it and we're damned if we don't. You're right, Marion.
God, what's your opinion, and Sandra, what's your opinions on it? I just think that you can't just turn around and say, give him the Broomloan Road, because we've already agreed.
I do think we need their fans back in. I really 100% they need to go back in.
I think I think it has to be evens. I think that all too often Celtic get their own way.
That's what I'm saying.
The SFA comes to tickets, etc. But we're in a situation now where we've sold extra season tickets, so what happens to them? But
we're talking about the future. I think people mean no this season. They mean.
I think that
it's 800 just now. I think for the next one at Ibrox, the 3rd of April. I think that's fair. Put them in the corner then.
Yeah, but for the new season.
The new season.
They can't get 800 from their own stadium.
Aye.
Right, Si, the Rangers chairman had said the last 2 games had no opposition fans due to the COVID problem.
Aye, we know that nobody's denying that. That's what I'm saying. But COVID's gone. COVID's got to the whole COVID thing. I don't want to go into because people know my views on it, and I follow people on Facebook all the time. Right? There's got to come.
No, you don't.
Somebody actually said to me, I like doing it. I like doing it and then disappearing for a few days.
Because you're bad.
I think we'll all agree on this, right? We know people have passed away and been unwell with COVID and all that. I'm not going to go into any of that, right? However, there's going to have to come a time in life where we move on, where the world says we carry on. So let's just say for next season how we go about it. Then there'll no be restrictions, but you're selling season tickets in the summer, and it's still the 150th anniversary of Rangers. People want to go to see Rangers. Expand Ibrox to a point, and I've said I agree with that for a while, but I don't know how to go about it. But right now, the Rangers supporters that have bought a ticket for the Broomloan, I can't speak on behalf of them, but I reckon I'm probably right here. They're going to say right away, I don't want to give my season ticket up for the Celtic game. Why would they? Why would you buy a season ticket then?
I know. If you're going to get up, that's the game you want to see.
You could probably get a ticket for the rest of the game, so it's going to be a hard compromise now to get away from the 800. and it's going to be, because unless there was a deal that I'm not aware of, but I think the season ticket holders knew, and the ones at Celtic Park will be saying the same. They'll be saying, well, I've got my season ticket.
I'm looking up for them.
Why would I get up? And it'll cause animosity. So I don't know how we get around it. What I would say is, football should always have fans in it, and the Old Firm game is famous for its supporters and the atmosphere they create. So I don't think it should ever be in a scenario where there's only one set of fans at a game, and I don't think 800 is big enough for either two clubs.
Hello, Tommy Cadona. Good to see you back. Where have you been? As long as Sutton is locked out, said William McPherson. Do you think Rangers will sign Lewis Ferguson?
Well, they can't sign him at the end of the season anyway.
Now, I know.
Well, it's an interesting point that Stephen McCormick's making there. I think he's alluding to and I might be wrong here. Obviously, he's a talented player, and he's got Rangers family. I think he's alluding to the fact that, and I might be wrong because I didn't hear this with volume, but I seen a comment on Facebook the other day, because I can only use it on my computer just now, that when Ferguson was leaving the park at the weekend, the Aberdeen fans were getting him verbal, and I think he reacted, and I think he called them. What we would call him, right? But I don't know, because I hadn't heard that right. However, I would certainly be calling him the same if he did. So I think what the scenario there is, if they're getting beat tonight, like I believe they are, he will be the scapegoat. They always blame Rangers employees at their club. They've always done that. The way they treated their mechanics and things like that. So is it possible? It's really just down to one thing: is Lewis Ferguson good enough to play for Rangers? I'm 50-50, but that to be fair,
know who I'm liking? I'm liking the wee boy Lowry.
Aye, he's a bit. Well, that's the thing. See the Rangers youth team. I was actually I didn't get enough time to do this week. I was going to try and make a video on the young players that are coming in. We've got some really talented young players coming into the team. I
like his attitude and all now for the game.
Aye, but I mean, I seen comments at the weekend. People were saying that somebody came on to Gers TV and said that it was. Let me quote him if I can remember. He said it's utterly embarrassing.
What for?
That Rangers only won 3-0 against Annan. And I read that and I thought, utterly embarrassing would be if we go beat 3-0. It wasn't the most entertaining game, but what I will say quickly on this, because I don't want to forget this, I'm not going to name the people because they asked me not to name them. They work in the public sector or something, but good pals of mine for years ago. I met them on Saturday night. When was it we met them, Gordon? They were telling us about they went to Auchinleck Talbot game. Saturday night, I went for a pint at the Toon, and I met him about 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he showed us photographs of the Auchinleck Talbot versus Pollock, I'm sure.
Cosmopol?
Aye, do you remember now? Right, so anyway, they sent me pictures of see the park, the junior setup they've got. The park was unbelievable. It was a beautiful park. I'm sure it was Auchinleck's park. The park was great condition. It was pouring the rain, same as everywhere else in Scotland, but when you looked at the conditions that Rangers played in Annan, we've got some top quality players. We've just brought Aaron Ramsey, one of the best players in Europe. We brought him into Scottish football, and I don't just mean Rangers here, but when you look at the level of football that you're playing on a plastic park that was covered in water, and the conditions, it's quite embarrassing when the junior football can come along and they've got grass parks. Everything that they've done is the way that the Scottish Cup should be, but they're no part of this setup.
Like Gary Robertson says, was it a pint or 20? When you can't remember.
Oh, right, yeah, at that point I was quite.
You're lucky he remembers what night it was.
It's because I found the emails. The boys had sent me emails, and what they were trying to say was they went to the game, and the game for the the juniors, the park was immaculate. It was great conditions. It was a great setup, and yet Rangers have got all these players playing in a massive tournament, the Scottish Cup, and they can risk injuries.
Your viewers know you so well.
I know. But it just shows you that, do you know what I mean? I feel bad for them. I'm not going to go at Annan, but the conditions that they're playing in.
It was shocking, yep.
And then you've got all the other conditions that fans can't get tickets, so they go to watch the game. And I posted the picture on our Facebook page. You couldn't see the game. The game was basically like watching.
I know, I seen it in the rain, Gers.
That's quite embarrassing for Scottish football when you look at that, but most people, if you ask them about the highlights of the game, they couldn't see the highlights. Premier Sports coverage was ridiculous, but the actual park and the conditions, I don't think that when I watched that game, I wasn't really thinking Rangers should be scoring 10 goals or anything. I'm thinking, let's get our players off of the park uninjured, and we'll bring a lot of young boys in and let's see them playing. And the young boys that came in, I thought were brilliant. They played really well. And again, you're seeing the boy Lowry, it looked outstanding. And then Charlie McCann, is it the boy's name is? Charlie McCann, is that his name?
Yes.
Signed for Man United, he looks a quality player. So a lot of young boys came in. You can't expect young boys just to go in wearing like that and start scoring 4 and 5 goals in a game. It's all about setting standards. So I thought personally it was not a bad game, considering the conditions.
We took away the stars things from the stream, guys, but if you want to help us out in any way, please go over to Patreon, and the first one to join on there tonight gets the free mug.
Sorry, it's not that one. So get a free
No, it's
one.
a get a free one. It's in this box.
Hold on, half of them. I know how sick some of them are. It's that one.
She's been drinking out that. I don't want that.
You never know what some of the viewers are like, man. I've seen some of the messages. So you get the free mug sent as
So
part
jump
of that.
over to Patreon, guys, and hop on there and help us out.
And for anybody that doesn't understand what we mean there, what was happening was
People were joining or sending stars and
to-
it was
to
going
us.
to Facebook.
and we
But
didn't
there's
know about
also
it.
subscribing onto our Gers TV, and we still don't get the money. It still goes to Facebook.
Aye, so but we don't know anything about it. We find out like 2 weeks later somebody's joined the subscription page that we
And
didn't
we
set up.
don't know anything about it.
And
It's
all
still
they get for
Facebook.
that is their money went to Facebook. So we try and tell people don't join it, don't get involved in that. However, if you do want to help us, the
Go over to
Patreon site,
Patreon.
and what we'll do then is if we're doing an event or anything that's coming up, you'll get the first shout on it because
The
you've
tickets
subscribed.
sold well, didn't they? The first...
So fast that
Yep.
basically I've had to look at the fact that running other events, people
Yeah.
were really excited about the fact they
And
go to
we're
Ibrox.
also doing the Jubilee thing as well, aren't we? For the
Aye, so
Queen's Jubilee.
what we'll do is we'll announce a date next week
Yeah.
because we're not going to have it on the same
Get
day
big
as
things
everybody else.
coming, guys.
But the Queen's Jubilee, we'll be having a party in Glasgow somewhere.
Yeah.
And everybody that wants to come along, the first 50, 60 people that are part of your setup.
Again,
on
through
the
Patreon will be the first ones that says invited.
we can guarantee them a ticket to come
Yes.
along. And then you can all get a swally as well, rather than just say I'm the one on the bed all the time.
Maybe I'll be here that night.
Aye, we don't know, do you know what I mean? But aye, come along and get a drink with us, guys. And I'll be celebrating the Queen's Jubilee.
And
Once in a lifetime event.
Patreon site is on the feed there. Gordon has put it on. There we go. There's the link for it. Jump on there. And call us on. Oh,
No, you want that?
what? Alright, I'm like, you're pointed and I'm like, call us
We're
on.
going to do the calls now, guys. Anybody wants to phone in, all we need is your last 3 digits if you've not called in before.
And what we mean is last 3 digits on the feed is the last 3 numbers of your mobile number on the feed of this live show. I don't know what I was going to say.
Right, guys, call us in. The last 3 digits. Here's a wee video.
Ah.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV. Hit it.
Hey, how's the number up there?
Just for the advert.
Alright, okay.
And we're back.
Oh,
We're back, guys. So all we're doing is, anybody that wants to call in, we've been doing this for the last couple of years, we need the last 3 digits, quite simply, so we can identify who's
Who
calling
you are.
in, and then you can tune the fatties.
as
Simple as
if
that.
not, you're going on your answering machine list and you want to hear them.
For some reason, I don't know why, people, when they talk to me at the weekend, and I'm sober and I remember it, every weekend people say to me, the whiskey of the month. They love it. I don't know why, but that seems to be a big thing. And I like it, obviously, because I get to drink whiskey. So we get to toast the Queen as well, and Rangers on their 150th anniversary year.
Yep.
And we're on the Ben Bracken.
And the what? Ben Bracken.
Carol's calling as well at the same time. Perfect, get him on. Carol, how you doing, mate?
Hello.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Right.
Hello, mate. Let's talk to his missus. You're on, Carol. You're on Gers
Hello
TV.
there, how are you doing, Carol?
I did think you're on mute there, you know.
Oh.
Doing well. I know you were taking interviews for a new one, you know. Bobby Balder's coming up.
Aye.
So changing.
I watched the Dortmund game, well, Sunday and Sunday. They're
Aye.
fast.
Good.
Yep.
They've got two good forwards. They've got Julian Brand and Marco Reus. A good midfielder. Mahoud Dahoud.
Right.
I'm not taking any. That is his name. But at the back, they've got Matt Summels. Good footballer, slow, always has been. No great, Alfie will ragdoll.
Hope so.
I hope so.
Hope so. But a hard game, Carol.
1 each.
Yep.
2-1 for Rangers, 3-0 to Rangers, and 4-1 for us.
He's got it all mapped out.
I know.
You've got to cover your bets, you know.
Of course. I'm looking at it. Obviously, it's a strict referee they've got for the game, and it's also is it a 5:45 kickoff?
Aye.
So I'm hoping the Germans haven't had their dinner by then, they're starving, they just want to get me done with.
You'll be watching in the pub side.
Aye. I'll probably watch it in the Bristol, but it'll be a really hard game. It's just good to see us competing at that level just now, because the last couple of years, getting back up a stage in Europe every season, we're just getting a wee bit better.
We'll be able to gain them on 2 games if we play well.
Aye, but the first game's vital.
I don't want that wee boy Dalio playing.
Aye, I think I don't want to use the term lightweight. He's not so much lightweight because he was getting the tackles in. He's just a wee boy. That seems to be the issue with me with him.
Everything else is going good. My missus says you've got to stop getting technical things.
I agree with that.
She's right, exactly. We need help. We need help. Anybody wants to help. If you're technical, come along and help us.
Yes, definitely.
I'm good with a hammer and a screwdriver.
North I does well with the hammer and that in here.
But no, listen, we've just been reading the whole studio and things like that, and it was a loose wire. That was literally all it was.
Another thing, see with this Patreon thing.
Yes.
I can't do it, but I will drop a letter up in the Bristol for you, and you can put me on it that way.
Aye, it's very simple.
Aye.
What I'll do is I'll talk to you about it separately, but all you do for anybody that isn't sure, once you hit it, it just links you up on it. But a lot of people...
My computer's murder, and I am not technical. You're Einstein compared to me.
Aye. But I know we'll sort that out in our time anyway, Carl. Don't worry about that, mate.
Right, I hope everything's good with you. I've got to let my missus hear it now, but she likes listening to Sandra.
How is Josie? How is she?
She's sitting here having a beer.
Hello there, how are you doing?
Aye, quite right. Diet start Monday, no Tuesdays.
I tried to look down at my man boobs. I couldn't see them for my double chin. I'm 4 stone in a year.
Oh my God.
I'm quite heavy got it, I'll tell you. Right. Good night.
So that butcher meat.
Good night, Carl.
We are
the people.
Your show was good last week and all.
That's because I wasn't here.
Yeah, as I tell you.
Apart from Mel Gibson in the corner.
Oh.
The Mexican Doug Scott.
Who?
No. I'll see you later, Carol.
Aye. All the best, mate. So it's that easy, guys. Carol calls in quite a lot. It's hard for me to say. All we want you to do is phone in. Before you phone in, is giving us the last 3 digits. That way we know who you are. And if you're a regular caller, you don't have to do that.
If you've called in before, your name should already previously be linked up to us, right?
Yeah, and we just quick one before I forgot to mention it. Rangers drew Dundee in the Scottish Cup quarter-final. Away. Yep.
And there's Warren.
And there's Warren coming in as well.
Hello, Warren.
Hi, Sandra. Good to hear you back.
Hi, thank you, Warren.
How you doing, brother? Right.
Not too bad, Lord. Not too bad at all.
Warren, just before you start, I'm just going to do the loyal toast.
Yes.
Well, you're here.
Gordon's want to put his seed in here now just to make sure we know he's here.
There we go. The Queen.
There you go.
Queen, God bless her.
All he said was a floating whiskey jar.
I know.
Oof, that Ben Bracken, I'll tell you. Right,
I'll
you
get a
do the
whiff in
talking.
So Simon Ben who?
Yeah.
I smell
How are you, Warren?
I smell it, Sue Ellen's
I'm
perfume.
doing really well, Sandra.
Good.
Working away as usual. Been doing a few wee bits and pieces, and working on a couple of commissions for people. So yeah, I'm really busy.
Mm-hmm.
A few weeks ago we were talking. Simon asked me about doing a wee short thing about the history of bonfires. So
aye, why do you do
if you
them?
want me to do it tonight, guys, I can do it tonight. Or if you want to leave off on it.
Perfect, but just before you do that, Warren, go and explain to people about why we're doing that. The bonfires in Larne, obviously.
Well, bonfires are very, very important. I mean, right back in history, you're probably going right back to the beginning of man, really, how important fire was to man, But in history, you can go back to, in Ireland and in Scotland, you can go to the Celts, and fire was a massive part of the festivals. So, but when it comes to us, when it comes to the Union historians, Protestant people, why is it so important to us? Probably the first one would be Guy Fawkes in 1605 when Guy Fawkes tried to destroy Parliament. And he was a Republican, he was a Catholic, tried to destroy part of them, tried to
Yep.
destroy the monarchy. So basically, after that, people then burned effigies of him, because that was always the way. You burned an effigy of something which you didn't like. And then they added that. They started putting the bonfire, they started to put the effigies on the bonfires. So bonfires were very important. I mean, right throughout history, they're important. You're going into the Williamite period in the Glorious Revolution, and why they're so important to us even here today in Northern Ireland is basically what happens is William of Orange is coming across from Holland to England to start the Glorious Revolution.
Yeah.
The people in the southern part of England, around where he landed, in Devon, Cornwall, Torbay is the place, in Brixham, the people around those hills, they lit beacons on the hillside to let William see, you know, that the people were firstly supporting them, secondly, so that the ships could navigate the land. And it's always been the way. Beacons were lit across hillsides to always, the messenger, the modern day thing would be a text, you know, but those days you didn't have that. So if you wanted to let the next village know something, you lit a fire. So this is exactly what they were done. And then when William comes to Ireland, of course, when he comes here to liberate our country, the same thing happens again. Beacons are lit around Carrickfergus. We believe the first bonfire ever lit in Ulster was at Carrickfergus in 1690. And again, it was to let William's ships navigate around the Belfast Lock. So the ships would know exactly that there was rocks or whatever, so they would stay away from. So the beacons were lit, and then they were lit again after the Boyne, because when William won the Boyne, it would have taken weeks for a message to be sent back to Belfast or to the people in Ulster to know what was going on. So beacons were lit across the hillsides, especially where I come from, in Dundonald and around the Craigantlet Hills, that the beacons lit right across the hillside, and around Antrim as well, to let the people know that William had won. So that continued on. The Orange Order then was formed in 1785, and some of the traditional things that went on at that time. You have, before the Orange Order, you had the Orange Societies, and the Orange Societies may have kept this tradition going of bonfires, and then that's handed down to the Orange Order. Each of the lodges then would have a small bonfire to celebrate on the 11th of July, which was the old calendar, because of the Battle of the Boyne, we all know, was fought on the 1st of July, but in the Gregorian calendar, and then it goes on to the 12th of July, so you celebrate the night before, or 12 o'clock, right on, you know, the start of the 12th of July. So the beacons are lit, bonfires are lit, and then what happens is, with Belfast, each of the small streets would have their own bonfires. So you go back to the 1950s and 60s in Belfast, each street would have a bonfire. But then what happens is the government have basically an idea of clearing a lot of the houses away. So you have the slum clearances of the 1950s and 60s and 70s, where you have streets, like where my mother-in-law came from, you get about 950 houses that are taken away and their new houses are put in place, but there's only a quarter of the original houses are put there. So you're only getting 250, 300 houses back from what was 900 houses. So all those people are displaced, all those people move out to the outskirts of Belfast. It's the same with Londonderry and Coleraine and the rest. So the bonfires then become bigger. So each of the small streets bring their bonfires together, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And as you know, we'll be sponsoring one up here in Larne, which we hope and pray it becomes the biggest one ever recorded, and that's Craigie Hill. So we will be sponsoring that, as you know, Simon, and we're getting right behind the guys up there. And you did a fantastic interview with the guys a couple of weeks ago there that we heard, and it was excellent. You know, and so bonfires are massively important. And anybody who doesn't understand bonfires, please come to Northern Ireland and experience one of our bonfires. They're not the drunken mess that people make them out to be on the media and stuff. Some of them are very well organised. Some of them are very family orientated. There's barbecues going on. There's parties going on. There's music going on. DJs, everything. Fantastic. I mean, the guys in Craigie Hill 2 years ago, because they couldn't have a bonfire with the restrictions, they give all the money that they raise from that to local charities here. And that happens right throughout Ulster. you know, the bonfire committees and stuff, these guys, they raise the funds themselves with the community, and any excess money goes back into the community, back into projects and to the elderly and stuff. So I would recommend anybody who wants to come to Ulster, please come. That's a little bit of history. I mean, that literally was 5 minutes of the history of bonfires, of what goes on, but there's so much more, and if you come here to Ulster, you're more than welcome to come to one of our bonfires and enjoy the night with us.
Warren, just that was a great wee kind of update you gave people and explained it quite well. Just a couple of things. A lot of people think that this starts in like the end of June, the last couple of weeks. This is like 6 and 7 months of planning for these young boys.
I was a bonfire maker, so I mean I would have been going out in probably January. Probably about February or March, we would have been going out around the streets and knocking the doors and saying, "Have you any wood, mister? Have you any," you know, and you know, the stuff that you got, Simon. I mean, in those days it wasn't the environmental friendly bonfires that we have now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was tires, it was sofas, it was everything. You know, I remember a boy gave me an old roof off a hut, off an old garage or something, and we put it on the bonfire, and my goodness, it went up. And everybody was near it. You nearly got third-degree burns with napalm flying off it, you know. So, they're better organised nowadays. They're far more environmentally friendly. They're definitely playing to the tune of the council and to everyone else. Because the reason is that there's funding there for them. If they do it right, if they involve the community and make sure everything's properly risk assessed and health and safety and everything else. These guys, as you heard, you know them now, Simon.
Yep.
You know, they are very well organised. So it's not the ad hoc just throwing things onto a bit of fire. It is very well organised, and it does take months and months and months to get everything ready.
Well, another thing about it was if anybody's not seen the video I done last year in Larne at Craigie Hill Bonfire, I done it for a 45-minute video or something. I done commentary and all that on it. I don't know, I was sober enough to do it. But one of the things I would say genuinely is, and you watch the video and you'll hear it, there was people for every community you can imagine. There was Polish people, there was Argentinian people.
Yeah. I mean, the 12th of July and the 11th of July is becoming a more cosmopolitan international event. I mean, if you go to Belfast City Centre and you stand about Bedford Street in Belfast, you'll see people from all over the world standing and enjoying our parades, and that's exactly the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know,
it's the same what in Glasgow.
Excluded themselves from our parades as Republicans.
Yeah.
And I would invite anyone from any community to come and enjoy our parades. There's nothing offensive about an orange parade. There's nothing offensive about the 12th of July. It's a celebration for all. It's a celebration for everyone's religious and freedom and liberty. William of Orange wasn't just fighting for Protestants, he was fighting for everyone.
Yep, I mean, one of the comments that we always make a wee joke about every year in Glasgow, Sandra, you'll know this as well, see the amount of Asian people that stand in Glasgow City Centre taking photographs of the Orange Parade. Seriously, how many? I'm not talking about one or two, you're talking about thousands of Asian. And they're so happy.
And here in Ireland, I know if my friend Martin Bergen's watching. Martin Bergen's a great friend of mine. Martin's a great story to tell. Anybody who ever meets Martin, if you ever meet him, ask him his story. Martin was brought up Roman Catholic, but was brought up very proud British because his grandfather was a member of the British Army. So Martin was brought up he was a Catholic, but he was also British.
Yeah.
And Martin then, when he got to about 21, 22, decided he was going to become a Protestant. So Martin then started going to a local gospel hall church, and then he came to me one time, because I, as you know, I make the models. Martin was a collector of my models, and he came to me and he says, how did I join the Orange Order? And I said, well, as a convert, I need to look into this. So I contacted a couple of great friends of mine in the Grand Lodge and asked them about it. And they said, look, all he has to do is make sure that he has, the right paperwork for when he comes, a letter.
I've been a big problem, man.
Definitely go well for him, So Martin changed all that, and as I say, Martin has been massively involved in the resurgence of the Orange Order in the Republic, and Martin is now involved with the Commonwealth Lodge that's going to be formed. So these are guys who are at university in Dublin who are from different countries within the Commonwealth. And there is guys from Asia, there's guys from Africa. They're going to be joining the order, they're going to be joining the lodge because they're very interested in history and Protestantism. And it's fantastic. It's massively, massively important. But and especially, the Orange Order in the south of Ireland, because the government is against the Orange Order. I don't care what anyone says. The government of the Republic of Ireland is against the Orange Order, and Orange is a British identity in general.
It's the same here, Warren.
So, for those people to continue on and continue with their Orangeism, I'm totally behind it. And 100%. I actually do quite a bit of work with Donegal County Grand Lodge. And I have to say, it's a proud... I've always said it's easy being a Protestant, being an Orange man in Larne or in East Belfast or the Shankill Road, but to go into somewhere like Donegal or Cunningham or Newton Cunningham or one of those places, or even
Castlereagh,
the borders there, those are the guys that I look up to, and those are the guys that I admire. Personally, as I say, and these guys. That's what they're doing. What Simon, you're saying about Asian people and stuff. No, they're extending a hand of friendship to people, and I try and do that myself on the 12th of July. When we have a little break, when we're up the Lisburn Road, we stop. I usually go over and speak to people at the side of the road. And actually, the Chinese couple I spoke to last year, and they were very interested in the history. And,
of course, they're watching. They're watching it. They're watching the parade. That's the thing that people forget. They're watching the parade. Of course, they're interested.
Well, I think, Simon, every lodge should carry flyers with them.
Yeah.
And if they stop at the side of the road and they give a flyer to an individual that explains Orangeism, explains, what we're about, and maybe people will start to understand a wee bit more and not listen to the media and watch films and
the last, sorry, Warren,
the twisted version, even that Belfast film, I don't know if anybody's seen it. That Belfast film, people don't think that is the way my community is, because Kenneth Branagh only lived in our community for 8 years, and he has castigated my community in that film. He's making fun of, he only shown is Catholics being dispossessed of their homes, doesn't show Protestants being dispossessed of their homes at the same time during the Troubles. This is the problem with the media in general. Everything is one-sided. When you want to do something about Northern Ireland, you need to be extremely understanding that there's two stories that need to be told, not just one side, but two sides.
Warren, Sandra's got a wee point she was going to make.
I was going to just say to you, Glasgow done that. They gave the leaflets out in the last parade. They gave the leaflets out.
Sandra, I think everybody should do it.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. If
Glasgow
you're
done it.
In Donegal, if you're in Glasgow, I think every lodge should do it. And I've done a thing called recruitment and retention for Grand Lodge here in Ireland, and one of the things I think that all lodges should be doing as well is maybe have an open day, open their halls and let people go around and have a look around the halls. We have nothing to be ashamed of. We have nothing to be afraid of. So I'm quite happy to let people from the other side want to come in and have a look around more. As long as they behave themselves, they're more than welcome to come and have a look around our hall. As long as there's no meetings on, as long as there's nothing,
going on,
confidential stuff and all that around, but people just need to. I think people need to be more open and more understanding, and I think we'll gain a lot more friends and people from other countries will maybe understand our story better.
No, 100%. I agree with you on, and we'll be. I don't know about yourself, Sandra. Hopefully you can come in as well. No planned anything yet, but we're hoping. But we will be in Larne for the 11th and 12th of July.
I actually want to go in June for Carrick for the pageant.
Well, you're more than welcome to that, Sandra, and I'll be there, and I'll get your picture with King William and
yes,
stuff.
Yes, thank you. I'll be there, Warren.
You'll be more than welcome, and if Simon is we talked about it a few years ago, if he wants to go over and get a uniform on, he's more than welcome. We're always looking for recruits for the Dragoons. No problem at all.
I'll not make it this year. I'm going to be in Vegas the same week, but my logic.
I'll be in Carrick.
But Vegas and enjoy your Protestantism in Las Vegas.
I'm going to be in Carrickfergus for the scooter run in March. I'm going to be in, and I'll be in Carrickfergus next year for the.
Well, you let me know when you're over, chum, and we'll meet up and have a pint and stuff.
And my lodge are coming over for the Williamite landing next year, so we'll be coming over for that. But listen,
there's also, let everyone know that there's also also the August Bank Holiday Monday. That is the proper reenactment of the Siege of Carrickfergus.
That's right, I've seen them doing that, yeah.
Guys coming over from Scotland again this year, and we have guys coming from Holland this year who are doing the Dutch Blue Guard, King William's Own Guard. So, but listen, guys, I'm not going to allow on too much longer. I'm enjoying the football again. I thought the Celtic match we weren't even at the game.
No, we never even turned up.
To be honest,
yeah.
Other than Ryan Jack, the rest of the team, I don't know what they were on that day. But I think the next time we get them, if we've got the same squad and the same people that we're playing at the minute, Alfie is playing out of his skin. You know, I have to say I've been very impressed with him since he's come back. Because he could have been very despondent the way he was treated by Colombia and stuff, but he's come back more passionate and more fired up, you know. Yeah. So we just have to keep it going. You never know. If we keep winning and maybe they'll slip up, you know, it's only 1 point, you know. I was very disappointed with some of the Rangers fans' reactions after the Celtic game, you know. It's one game, and that's what I said. Look, it's one game.
Social media, though. Yeah.
Start again, and you know, and I do believe that you and Roy Mackay and people have got, you know, our best interests at heart, and I do believe that they have the quality there to put us through this and win 56.
Well, the fact of the matter, it's going to be a hard game on Thursday night. But see the guys that slaughtered the club last week when we get beat with Celtic. If we win in Dortmund, they'll be calling us the greatest team in the world again. That's social media. That's how it works.
They're very short memories at times. You know, it annoys me so much when you hear people shouting at players and maybe somebody. I mean, I heard even one guy saying Stevie Davis has passed it. You know, very short memory from last season where he was one of our best players.
Well, do you remember a couple of years ago we played in the League Cup final when Celtic? We basically Celtic won it, but Rangers ran amok. I can't remember, was it 2 years ago? And obviously Celtic get a dodgy penalty, but Morelos said that the penalty kick, they missed it, and a guy beside me said after the game he was screaming abuse, and I was like, what's wrong? And he went, he deliberately missed it. What do you mean? Deliberately missed that. You're like,
what do you say about people like that? You know.
But listen, great call, mate. Great call. We'll be in Larne.
But no, listen, guys. If there's anybody looking at any more information or anything off me, private message me. You know where to get me. And listen, we'll just have to keep the faith. And remember, we are the people.
100%.
All right, guys.
Speak to you later, Warren. You too. Bye. Bye.
Thanks again. That was a wee bit longer, guys. But I'd ask Warren to phone up, and a lot of people that maybe watch the Gers TV, not a lot of people, but some people, because they watch all over the world, might not understand why we're supporting the bonfire and things like that.
And why we support Orangism.
Aye, and the thing is, if you don't explain it, it's all right for us.
We do get a lot of, why is this on and this is a football programme.
Which is fair enough.
And we can do what we like here.
There's an off button as well. We always say people's an off button if you don't like it, but everybody's welcome to watch the show. It's things that interest us, and if it interests you, you can interact with it. Disney, you can watch parts of it. But we'll be in Larne for the 12th of July. I'm going to try and get to Larne, Belfast and Coleraine that weekend.
I'll be in Carrick on June for the pageant. Yeah,
but as I was going to say, I've got Boffy coming with me that weekend, and somebody's mentioned already. Then things normally go right.
Peak Tom.
Aye.
Lock up your whiskey.
Aye.
Yes. And anything else.
He opened up my thing. They've got that bottle on there with the Gers TV, the famous Gers TV on it. For they gave us a gift and all that, and I went, any whiskey you want, bar that. 2 minutes later. Drinking like a baby elephant.
We've had that a while now, haven't we?
Aye, that was a collector's one. We'll keep that for a special occasion. And Boffy walks in, baby elephant, guzzle like a baby elephant. Anyway.
Oh, I know.
Shout outs for loads of calls. There'll be loads of guys. If anybody wants to call in, plenty of time yet. You can call in. It's the last 3 digits, and our phone number is 0141 319 5230. If you've never heard from you before, we need the last 3 digits.
Right, David Stewart, LOL 180 Shettleston. I take it that's his lodge number.
Aye.
And there's only one part of the team that will cost us a game. That's our defence. They seriously need to shape up. More goals conceded this season compared to last season.
Boys.
Oh no, my God, no.
We're getting harassed here. Is that the Google?
That's that Siri thing. I
know. Sandra, those dirty videos you want to watch are available now.
Oh my God. Jeez, all right, don't lose him. He's sending me his calendar and the Gers sticker.
Aye, that's Buffy. Aye,
Aye.
that's right. He was promising the world last week.
We'll change the subject there quick, right?
There's a call coming in, but I
Yeah,
don't
we
have the last
don't
three
have your
digits.
last three
Do
digits.
we?
I'm sorry, it's a 111 number.
0017.
How do I
Well,
recognise
that's
that
an American
number?
one. I think that's Gary. Go take
Yes.
that one. I think it might be Gary Robertson. I might be wrong here. I'll soon find out. Hello.
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 Oh.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Aye. Hold on a minute.
Hello, it's Gary. It's Gary, how are you?
How you doing, pal? All right. I forgot to save your number, mate.
I'm good.
Gary stayed in
No,
Glasgow
I was
all his
here,
life, but he moved to America.
All right, okay.
Aye, so I'm just phoning. I thought you said give me calling, so I wanted to give you we shout to you two. Did a great show, by the way. It's brilliant.
I said to Mark, obviously you knew my brother Mark really well when you lived in Glasgow. I said to Mark, Gary's got an American twang now, and he was laughing. I went, I'm telling you, he's got the wee, you can
I
hear
can
it.
hear it.
You'll not hear it, Gary, but you've got a wee twang with that American.
No, I'm still Glaswegian.
No, you can still hear your twang.
I always remember Mark, the first time I met you, Gary, my brother Mark said, Gary's the happiest guy in the world, and I always went, there he's there, Mark's just appeared. He said, Gary's the happiest guy in the world, and I don't know why, he's just always happy. Anyway, what's happening, mate?
Well, you only get one shot of life, Dean. You only get one shot of life, so you've got to be happy, and you've got to make every day count, you know?
That's
Yeah,
it.
100%. You get to watch many of the games over in America?
I did. I watched the Celtic Rangers game, and just in the comments, the first half were Rangers. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they should have stayed in their beds. They were
I
wrong,
know. I
you
think
know?
they did stay in their bed.
Second half, they pulled their fingers, their thumbs out their arse, you know, and they got better.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the other two games after that, they were brilliant games, and if they played like that, with the old firm, they'd have won, you know?
I agree with that, Gary, but also I think sometimes you need to accept the fact that on the day we weren't good enough and they were. It was one of, they were up for it, we weren't they?
Yeah, that's true. But no, still, listen, you know, you can't win them all, you know, but you certainly have to get a good goal, you know?
My brother Mark says you should see your face when you put your hand in your pocket. No, all the years I knew you, and I don't remember you ever putting your hand in your pocket.
Listen, I saved my money up so I could buy an aeroplane ticket, so I can go there.
Whereabouts is it you stay again? It's Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I'll be corrupt for 16 years in a year.
God, I remember you left as well. You were doing the car polish, you were selling that, weren't you?
Aye, and I still do that today. Well, no, I work in the boats and the airplanes now. So,
Oh, he's upgrading that.
Oh, he's upgraded.
I'm upgraded. I'm still above monkey right enough, you know.
Aye, well, you're obviously doing well, mate. It's good to hear it. It's good to hear from you again.
Good.
Well, listen, hey, you two have a great night and take care. And I love when you pour that whiskey and you drink it. So your face tells a million stories.
Well, you should smell it.
I'm getting a wee special one made up, Gary. Gary, I'm getting a wee special made up for the 150th anniversary, and I'll send you a couple of souvenirs there, mate. All right.
All right, brilliant. Good to see you two. Take care, right?
You too.
All the
See you
best, pal.
later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
But people make you feel old, you tell you that 16. I thought I was going to say 5 years ago he left. I remember him leaving 16 years ago.
Right, watching the Peterhead game the other night, and the ref was absolutely shocking. We're not the only ones getting a dodgy refs. We seriously need something down with the refs in Scotland.
I think this is an old time. That people they talk about the 80s, 90s and days like that, about bad referees. When I was a young boy in the 80s, I thought that the referees were okay. Because I remember Bobby Tate telling me this, the referees used to be able to have a bit of banter and a laugh and a joke with the players.
That doesn't happen now.
That's all gone, everything's serious. And I think it started when I forgot his name, and I don't even want to remember his name because he shouldn't be remembered name-wise, was the Gaza.
Good, Alice.
No, but see when Paul Gascoigne made the joke with the yellow card, and the referee, who shouldn't be mentioned. No, I don't want to mention whoever it is, but for some reason, it wasn't
He's
John.
trying hard to remember it there.
John Rowbottom was one of the good referees. A good guy, I know the guy quite well. However, he wasn't the best of referees, but he had a bit of banter again. Sometimes you need to accept the fact that they make a mistake, but now the mistakes they're awful. I mean, you're watching.
Half the things that's happening, I know, that's not even getting picked up.
Quality players are coming to Scottish
officials.
football. Aye, they're coming to Scottish football for the world, and you're watching and you're thinking, did he not see that? Literally yards away, you're going, he must have seen that, and you think the standard can't get any worse. But to me, the standard's getting worse all the time. I don't know if it's whether you make them professional or what you do, or if there's too much So I'm not a big fan of the VAR, but or the VAR.
But then again, it could help us because we're getting a lot of injuries as well.
I think something needs to change, because you're watching games and there's no lot of enjoyment when you're saying that was a clear penalty kick.
It's not even getting in.
And then you're seeing the reporting. I mean, there was the incident last week where Rangers had a penalty kick, the Rangers Hibs game. Was it Hibs? With Tavernier. It was Hibs. Aye. I mean, it was a clear penalty kick. There's no doubt whatsoever about it, and yet the report was controversial Rangers penalty.
I know.
Well, what's controversial about it? The Rangers probably been filled in the box. So I think I don't
I'm
see
not a big
better.
fan of VAR, but I think it will help us in the long run. Do you know, with the deals that we're getting? Do you know what I mean?
Aye, I definitely think something. The standards need to get better. There's a lot. People are paying a lot of money. They're asking you to pay a lot of money for football. They forget that, and they're asking you to pay a lot of money on a Sunday afternoon, a Friday night, and things like that. And you're never getting the full. It's not like you go to the cinema and it's 3 o'clock and you're getting to enjoy it.
Aye.
They're dictating when you get to watch the football. They're dictating how you behave, and they're dictating everything else, and they're asking you to pay top dollar. The least you should be able to ask for is the game to be referee correctly. And to me, and I don't mean.
Quality.
I don't mean they're biased towards Celtic or anybody else. They're just not good enough. They're no simply good enough, the referees in Scottish football.
And Marion says they use it here. They do in America though.
They
use it in England, I know. Do they know?
The only thing I would say, you can't really use it for some Scottish games and no others. So you need to get the whole deal. I don't know how much it would cost on it, but
it's who's behind the TV monitor for the VAR decisions.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not keen on it, right? Because it's not. I like the aftermatch when you have the banter and the
arguments
and the debates and that. The only problem was after in the last maybe 20 years, maybe longer than that, but I wouldn't be old enough to remember, but the 60s or anything, but for the 80s, 90s and days on like that on onwards, maybe 30, 40 years, the Celtic support had become sinister. It's no way it's a bad decision that they were following referees home and somebody at a Masonic club. Any religion in the world can join the Masonic order. I don't know anything about the Masonic, but I know that anybody can join it. So they were following people home and making their lives difficult for them. And when the Celtic support done that, they stopped the banter, they stopped the fun in football. And then Celtic supporters again caused the refereeing strike. When they were losing, as every time they're losing, they caused the refereeing strike where European referees had to come in and made a farce of it. And because you've got that, there's no trust anymore. And because you've not got the trust, you've not got...
But you're right, the whole fun elements
it's got to be a bit of fun.
Between the players and the refs.
You've got to have a bit of fun on it, and you've got to accept the fact that sometimes it doesn't go for you.
I know.
I mean, there's Rangers supporters who could easily name referees that we don't think were on our side, and Celtic fans could. That's fine, but don't start following people home and all that stuff. When it comes to sinister things like that, that's why the game is to the standard that it is now. It really is, and I don't see short term it getting better, to be fair.
Right, going to pull that down a wee second for me, Gordon.
So happening, right?
I know it's all too high. I was going to pull the questions down for me a wee second because it's away. That's right there. Right, that's it. Right, the refs are absolutely killing the game in Scotland. The dodgy decisions they are given is costing teams games and points. And in turn could potentially cost the team's promotion, trophies, etc. You're right, David.
I mean, you look at they talk about the innocent mistakes, right? The innocent mistake that happened to Celtic. Who Celtic played at the weekend? Was it Alloa? They played.
I'm not sure.
Can't remember. No, Raith Rovers. They played, and it's the most clearest handball I've ever seen in my life. The ball comes there. I think it's what's his name? I can't remember. It's like name Fan or something. Can't remember. I don't know their players. But anyway, Carter Vickers, is that his name? The ball comes over and he knocks the ball down, right? And even Chris Sutton turns out and he said that's a penalty. Chris Sutton, that's never going to that's a penalty kick. Now this is at 1-0 for a club like the Raith Rovers, who their season depends on making money in the Scottish Cup and trying to progress in life. That's a massive, because if they get the one each, the game could change, and Celtic had a nightmare. And Celtic manager was criticising the Celtic players after the game for their bad performance. If the referee does his job right, and when I say his job right, anybody that watches this, and I mean anybody, even the most bitter Celtic fan watches it, will say that's a penalty kick. It's probably then one each.
Aye.
That's a massive change of fortunes for people. And again, it benefited Celtic, but that's why it's not criticised in the media, and there's no big report about it. They dictate the narrative, and unfortunately that won't change. So Scottish football, in my opinion, the refereeing situation won't get better.
It's your internet, Tommy.
Aye, what's he saying?
Anybody else getting the intermittent buffering?
No,
storms are coming.
So the storms are coming. Storms tomorrow. There's a warning.
Storm Dudley.
A weather warning tomorrow, guys.
Storms are always called after women. Hold on a minute. Storms, traditionally they're called after women, but one's called Dudley.
How do you know there's no Dudley out there?
No, you don't. A Dudley. No, I don't know if it's called.
Oh, dear.
A storm is always called after a woman.
Well, like Michael Fish.
What's it going to do with Michael Fish?
Or Sean Batty.
Storm Dudley.
Right, that's fine here. Oh, sorry,
See?
Dave. I love the old selfish man. I'm the same, David.
It's fine
right?
here.
It's fine here. No,
It's fine
there's
here.
50 people injured on the corner of Duke Street. You've got that. It's all right where we are.
The trains are off tomorrow as well from 4 o'clock, I believe,
Aye.
due to weather warning. There you
See?
go.
It's not just Rangers sport you get on.
See, you get the weathers.
You
Get the
everything.
weather
You
as
get the whole
well.
thing. Guys, if you want to call in, we'll do another 10 minutes.
0141 319 5230.
There you go. No, but that's a kind of true thing, isn't it? They go like that.
Aye.
There's been remember the old ones?
Facebook check-in. We can all check in, we're fine.
You mean, they go like that. There's an earthquake in San Francisco and somebody in Haghill.
Ah, but it's all right
Somebody in
here.
Haghill goes like, check in, and you go like, are you in San Francisco? No, I'm in Morrison's at Parkhead.
Well, there was another one. I've never heard a woman called that either.
What's that?
But then again.
Oh, you've got to laugh. Guys, 0141 319 5230. It'd be great to hear from somebody maybe never heard from them before. But if you've not called in before,
Please leave your three digits on the feeds.
We've got a Patreon site. That's for anyone who would like to get involved with Gers TV. People always meet us in pubs or clubs and everything.
And always
how
first
can I help
with-
you? They always say, how can we help you?
Yeah.
When I get involved. And then people started buying stars. We don't get involved with the stars. We got rid of them. And the Patreon site gives you an opportunity to get involved.
There's the link right there.
We're going to give you a free mug tonight. There's a mug.
So
Anybody showing them it?
the first one that joins through Patreon. There
It's
we go.
a free mug, and they'll get the Bulstrooth picture separately. The Bulstrooth picture is just part of the Patreon deal, and you get it's Bulstrooth in the military uniform.
Hurricanes, their name
Here
both
named
sexes,
both
said
sexes.
Marion.
Since when? But Hurricanes have
That
always
must be in America.
No, it's Americans that name them. They dictate everything.
Oh, I thought we were talking about bands here.
Aye, it comes here. Because
Aye,
that's
I
how
know,
it
but I
works.
didn't know that.
That's how it works.
No, I
You
didn't
can't
know
change your name.
It's not coming here, it's
Well,
holiday.
where did that one come from?
Sandra's like, it's coming in here. Is that Dudley? No, we've changed it to Ruth.
Well, I bet you there's a Dudley in America.
See if you could change your name. See if
I
it
bet you
was...
there's a Dudley in America.
Probably right, but see if it was Dudley, right, and it was coming out of Scotland, we'd be going like that. It's Paddy. It's Paddy. Right, I'm blaming him.
It depends who discovers the storm.
Who names
Oh, here we
it?
go. It's getting... well, I'm getting
We're going to get technical now.
Aye.
and that's how you did... And their name is who? Is that right?
Decide not. So whoever discovers it gets to name it.
Gets to name it, so they decide either or. Male or
So who
female
found it?
name.
A storm Dudley Moore? I don't believe that. Anyway.
Dudley Scott.
Oh, man.
Dudley Scott.
Guys, give me a wee bit of time left. Go
I'll Google it.
Well, no doubt that they'll Google it, man. If you Google it, that doesn't mean it's. I love how people say Google it and that's the answer.
That's Mama's favourite Google it. She
Google it.
knows nothing about nothing about internet.
But Google
Just
it
Google
anyway.
it.
Aye.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
you
we
can
go.
just picture the scene, right? You're sitting in Duke Street and you're going like that, right? There's a storm, there's a hurricane on its way, you know. It'll be here in the next 15 seconds or something like that, and it's going to kill half of Glasgow. Google it, right? Everybody else is running, you're going like that. www. I don't want to go. You would no chance.
Aye, what's that?
David, maybe missed that. David earlier on we spoke about that. The ticket situation for the away fans for the Old Firm game is getting sorted out. Phone us up if you want. The last three
phone
digits,
us up
use
and
that
give
and
us a
tell
wee
your
call.
opinion on it. I've gave you my opinion. Sandra said hers and Gordon said his.
But you weren't here, David, so where were
You
you?
maybe missed it. It's not so much as sorted. The fans weren't allowed in with COVID, and now they're allowed back in. I think a lot of people are saying, what is the allocation? What should it be? And for that to be done, rather than Celtic dictating, Rangers and Celtic fans should dictate. But that means that more away fans will get in, so the away supporters will get to enjoy the football, because they'll get to the match. But that's somebody's season ticket is going to be taken away. So it's easy when you sit, I'm in the main stand, right, so it's easy for me to sit and go, oh, I'll give him a whole broom one night, so
Yeah.
what you wouldn't say, because then if somebody says, well, give him your seat, you wouldn't like it.
No, I wouldn't like it either.
So you tell us your opinion, David, was it David?
Yes, it
David
was
with the
David.
people.
We are the people. I'm disappointed that the big guy who plays for
For Dortmund.
Dortmund, as I was looking forward to seeing him play,
Aye, well,
Kenneth Young.
I wasn't really caring.
I love the weather talk. We'll talk about anything here.
Oh. I'm just laughing. I'm more interested in whether or not I'm going to get another beer. I can't get a beer this finishes.
We'll take the corners.
Who? Try to keep us a bit of million subjects. We'll get back to bonfires.
Dear. The British and Irish Met Offices take shots each of naming the storms, which is why there's so many Irish names.
But
Tommy, is there a...
if a storm comes over from America, then the British Met Office keep the American name to avoid any confusion.
Right, okay.
Oh, there you
right,
go.
It's getting
Right.
technical now.
There you go. That's why we got Gordon involved, isn't it? Fixing the television and telling us how storms work.
That's it.
So what happens when it leaves here? We try to say the Chinese name and it's going to Norway. Is that what we're saying? It's going to Norway.
See, you're saying to me it's all the one name that comes here.
It's not going to send you a postcard.
Just wondering if it's going towards Norway. And
All this talk and it's all causes a storm tomorrow.
A storm gets named only when it reaches certain
Just Google it.
conditions and it has the potential to cause an amber or red warning. So only when it gets above a certain speed does it get named by the Met Office.
Oh, I tell
in the
these
UK.
guys.
However, if it gets picked up in America over the Atlantic or Pacific, then American service name it. And then when it goes over here, we keep the name to avoid any confusion.
Well, I'm glad there's no football tomorrow.
Well,
Dudley with the ball.
I'm glad there's no confusion, because I'm confused now. You're confused. Everybody else is confused, but Gordon said is going to avoid any confusion.
If the storm originates in American in the Atlantic or the Pacific,
Always playing the green card
then
Irish names.
it gets named by the American, and when it travels over
Bit of
here,
wind
or we
and
get
rain.
the remnants off it, we don't change the name. If it originates in the Atlantic or North Sea and it gets to a certain level, and it's a British storm, so like we name it.
Hey,
That's William, right?
I know.
William's in Vancouver. Apparently you guys are right. So William, right? You've just missed at the chat here. Apparently you guys are sending us the bad weather, right? We're wanting Tenerife, we're wanting Tenerife and Benidorm and Florida to send us the good weather, but we're getting the bad weather sent here. So Gordon's explaining how it works. Right, but we still don't know. Right, we just
No, you just can't compute it in your shallow brain.
Oh, shallow brain.
Shallow.
Oh man,
I know Mark done it. We know.
Right. Still want another call. William, why don't you've been watching the last couple of weeks, William, why don't you give us a wee call from Vancouver? All we need is your last 3 digits and it'll only cost you local rates.
And it's 0141 319
5230.
There you go, and tell us if the storm's past you yet.
Just let us know how bad the storm was.
William, you're disappointed with one thing, you've not done it yet. You gave a recommendation for 3 weeks in a row to do something. I'm not going to tell anybody what it was. You said get something done for the studio. I'm at work. That old chestnut, innit?
I'm at work. So are we.
You just know he's a gaffer, right? He's a gaffer that calls everybody lazy, right? Sitting watching the Gers TV and all that. There's a storm
Get your work
outside.
done.
The storm's outside. Storm Dudley's outside. Everybody's dying. He's got, hold on a minute. Sandra's got her makeup on. Oh man.
Dear.
He works at the Canadian Weather Centre.
Well, how do you know?
When the criteria for naming a storm at Met, either the Met Office, the Met...
Oh, it's all happening now. Tommy
That's
Condona is
heavy.
now Googling it. I think you're
We
right.
let the public, our partners in government and the responder community and the media know through various routes, including publishing details on their websites and social media channels. My goodness.
So basically what we've done is for the last 5 minutes, William, to give you an update, we've been studying how the Met Office work and how they discover storms, and we've came to the conclusion that means that Rangers should get 8,000 tickets for Parkhead and Celtic should get none for Ibrox. That's my conclusion. Right. All I need is thumbs up for that, guys, and we're going to go ahead with a proposal to Rangers. Right. That's the proposal. Gordon's blocking people, never remember.
I know, he's happy fingers.
Oh, man. well, whatever happens in the Gers TV.
No more whiskey for you. No more whiskey for you.
It was Dudley trying to get through to you.
3 digits, guys, if you want to phone in. It's the last 3 digits. Our phone number's 0141 319 5230. Oh, man, I shouldn't have laughed so much.
Hurricane Dudley 1938 in New England, USA. There you go.
Right, here we go. We get hurricane jokes coming in. Right.
What did the hurricane say at the palm tree?
I don't know. I just hope he doesn't go to his bed now, because we're not
I
going
know,
to right now.
but
What did they say, David?
before we end the show,
Hold on a minute, we're not going to get the answer now.
We're running out of time here.
He's gone like that, I'm not telling. What did the hurricane say to the palm tree?
He's like
Is that the answer? Laugh out loud.
Is it long?
We're sitting here patiently. And in alphabetical order. Come on here. Come on, David Ainsworth, get an answer.
Stop laughing, man.
This is not right tonight.
Do you remember I said we're going to be more
Hey,
professional?
hold on. No, this is not. Oh no, I'm not even saying that.
This is a family show.
Hold on a minute, there's a yellow card going
Oh
here.
my
I think. I want
goodness,
you there.
that's a yellow card for you. There you go, next one you've got off. Oh my goodness.
Google it, we'll Google that.
Google the answer. Google the answer, I can't tell you.
Right guys, couple more minutes. If anybody wants to phone in, I'd like another call, but if not, we'll finish in about 2 or 3 minutes time.
Why?
So we're at 21, we'll finish at 1:30.
Donna, I can't
He has
tell you,
told
you
you,
need to read
Donna.
that.
Thing is, there's a lot of older people watch the show and all that, and they go like that, oh, we'll have a wee look at that. Well,
Aye.
Google it. Somebody says Google it as well. Google it.
Oh. Hello, Linda Ford, how are you doing? He's like at me, well, they're not.
Gordon's all excited with the sex talk and the innuendos are appearing. This is a family show.
Ah, you
The
got
alcohol
half
is
my clout.
non-alcoholic, the whiskey's non-alcoholic.
Oh, dearie
And,
me. Hope you're doing alright, Linda.
No, I actually sounded good until I seen.
I know,
GHB and all that.
we never do, huh?
That's one of the names on it. I don't know, man, actually. 2-1 to Gers. Somebody's getting a prediction there.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
good, Andy.
Football
Thank you,
chat
right
is
in there.
back in the
That's
Gers
there.
TV.
The football chat is back on. There we go.
Yeah, we go. People see all you days talk about
Other things apart from
You
football.
never talk about football, and then you talk about football, and somebody's like, what about the storm coming?
Something to do with nuts and being very flowy, okay, that's it. That was the answer, Tommy, yes it was.
Correct, it was.
Yes, but let's get back to the Rangers. Somebody stole the ball.
What's happening now? I am not even going to go there. Remember that night? Because remember the thing we did? Remember the was it a son done a story about us?
That's right.
That came up. I was just associating. You were reading the comments out. I said you want to read the comments because you could see them better. Next thing you know, you read out one and the son done a thing.
The Sun had nothing to report that day, so it caught us.
That's
It caught
right.
me out because I read something out.
And then they went like that with big letters. Unofficial Gers. Unofficial
We were
Rangers.
in the Sun that morning.
We were like unofficial. We were getting the Blazers on and everything. We were going to turn up. See the video we walk into Ibrox for the
Yeah,
goal. The people go, did you walk in and do an interview and all that? We were getting right in the park, man. We were like that.
I got my discount in the
We
store
made it.
that day.
Right. That's true, actually. Don't mention that one. You know get another one. You know get another one. 2-0 with Rangers.
2-0 with Rangers, that's good.
Only
Four home nations.
There you go. I just googled that.
Warren
Googled
Rainey,
that,
I
man.
just
There you
googled
go.
it. So any stickers for my Vespa?
I have got no stickers just now. However, I'm going to speak to Sandra. I forgot to tell her about this.
Oh.
I'm going to get the gold ones. Going to get
The
them ones.
gold day, aye,
Them
the ones.
A lot of people like the logo.
Right, okay.
The gold one's done with Gers TV this week. So I'll be getting
I'm
them
telling
done.
you that.
Andy, give me a wee shout and I'll get you one, mate. Thank you, Andy Croy is, I must know him. Aye, let me know and I'll get you a sticker for your Vespa, mate. I've just got my Vespa working after the week, man. I've been going absolutely nuts with it.
Oh, it's been a mad show tonight, innit?
Well, great, but hang on, sometimes that's it with the best.
Oh, dearie me. Oh,
Andy, what else? He's enough call.
Right, got to give them a wee call in. 014
finally got the sound.
319 5230.
And I'm
Give
going
us a call.
I want to say something quickly here.
Oh,
I have said
quickly.
that the sound will be a lot better tonight, and there's a lot of wee changes you can't see on the screen that have appeared here. If you were here, you would see it. That makes sense.
But you're not here.
And Sandra doubted me. Sandra went, get that tea out of here. And I went, hold on a minute. And she's like, that'll never work. I think it has worked. Thank you.
Yes, it has worked.
People can hear us for the first time. And William, he's not got back yet, but it was William Wrighty Boy's name is
Oh, was it?
Vancouver said that if we get you know what, that I said we'll not mention what it is because
Yep.
see people notice it.
Right,
You
okay.
won't see my double chin. 2 minutes later, I'm like, buy one of them, man. We need to get one of these. And we end up getting a freebie.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, David, that David.
I asked
David's in
for
the
my
Bristol
boys'
Mail.
man's cave. Boys' man cave.
Did you get one? Well, I don't know, man. Oh, I'm
Was
getting
that a
out now.
sticker, you
Hold on a
mean?
minute, I'm getting out. Sandra sent
Was that a
it.
sticker you mean, Donna? She's just passed it on to me. Brilliant show, makes my Tuesday. It makes my Tuesday, I know, Marion.
Right, we're getting more stickers done.
No, you're looking for a sticker, Donna.
Aye, right.
Right.
We probably forgot.
No,
Sandra
forgot is what you
forgot.
mean.
But we're getting new ones and it'll be nicer because we're getting the gold ones.
We're getting the logo that's on there, the gold one.
We're going to get them made because I'm going to get some made with, if we go to Vegas and Belfast and for Larne, I'm going to get big ones and put them in the pubs and it. It's my idea. But I forgot to tell you about it, crystal clear. Aye, very good.
Oh, dear me.
This is what happens when I let family come on to Gers TV, you know what I mean? But worse jokes than me. But I'll get...
so you're now applying
if
filters?
Want a sticker...
You want to applying filters now?
If you want a sticker, let us know. We'll have them next week. We need to go and see the people that get them.
Yeah, the people that make them, you mean?
Aye, the sticker people.
Oh, dear me.
I hate getting in because I crashed my scooter outside it.
So he did.
Right.
He did. He
got
crashed into the guy's van.
It's the same. It's a Servan, isn't it? Aye. The guy always reminds me. He goes like that.
Oh, you were that guy that's crashed into my van?
No, he always goes like, mate, can you see the dent in the van out there? And I go like that. Stupid enough, I always answer him. I go like, yeah, aye. And he goes like,
that was
you. On my Royal Alloy, on the scooter, just go on it. I was getting my small faces graphics on it. And I crashed into his van. And the thing is, it's middle of Duke Street at 10 o'clock in the morning, saw the schools and all that were about. The whole place was mobbed, all the grannies. And the guy went, is there any damage? And I went, I can't even look, mate. I can't look at it. So many people are staring.
He says you need to look out yourself.
They were taking photos, they were taking selfies, all the winds were howling, and I'm like, I can't get up. And then I got up and crashed it again because of that fear. Honestly, so that's how I hate getting in.
Oh dear.
That was because of the storm. No, there was a storm that day, obviously.
Blew you off the road.
Right guys, we're going to wrap up in a couple of minutes time. You have got 3 minutes to go. If you want to phone in, it's 0141 319 5230. Just to recap what we're doing, guys, we're going to have new stuff, merchandise, call it whatever you want.
Yes, we're
stickers. We're going to have the mugs. I think we're going to get the mugs made. We just got them in a wee trial. And Sandra's like, anyway, I'm having one of them. We've got the new logo done. We've got events coming up. The dinner gets sold out. We might be doing another event regarding that. And we've got the Bristol Bar Flag Day on the 1st of April. So, 2nd of April.
2nd of
April. 1st of April is it's a big weekend that we're having. So, the Friday night, if you're coming over for a long weekend or you're thinking about it, or a dirty weekend, whatever you want, it's the same thing. Come over on the Thursday night, get yourself settled. Friday night's a big Rangers dinner at Ibrox Stadium. And after that, your Saturday morning, all day and all night, the Bristol Bar with the Gers TV will be doing a flag day. Bring your flags along. Anywhere in the world we want to see them. And Sunday, we're playing Celtic. Big game. It's a great weekend. So get involved.
Yep, I'm looking forward to get big things
Any
ahead,
event
guys.
that we do, if you do want to get involved in it, if you're on a Patreon site, you have a better chance of a ticket. You'll get a Bills through picture. And tonight, we're giving the first person a mug. Free mug. Yeah, there's comments coming in always. Great show tonight, great laugh and banter as usual.
Oh dear me, great show. Yep.
We've got a new website as well.
Thanks for a great laugh.
Gordon says mention the website, and what did they forget to say tonight?
I forgot to say mention the website.
It's www.thegers.tv. And we're trying to put everything on that first, so it's easier for you to find what we're doing and what we're going up to. We're trying to get to Rangers supporters clubs as well, different places. We'll be in Larne obviously for the 11th of July, and you're going to be in Carrickfergus, so you'll probably be in the Carrickfergus Rangers.
Yes. Aye, so could, yep.
Aye.
And that's in June.
That's in June. But if you've got a Rangers supporters bar or a club or anything, and you're doing, even if you're doing anything for the 150th anniversary, and you want us to promote it, drop us a line.
Drop us a wee line. Anyway, guys, we'll just wrap up now.
I think that's us for the night.
Right, guys, join us next week. Hopefully, you can make it. And always remember, we are the people.
The people. Don't mean you. What did you say to me? I don't mean you. Who do you mean? I know. Somebody asked me last week, and I went, that's me. I don't mean you, eh?
People annoy me.
So you say no, it's fun tomorrow. In other words, I'm not doing it.
Aye. You'll explain tomorrow. You never give me the $100 card, so I wasn't doing that.
Well, I'll do next week.
Aye. But I'll still say the dinners you're doing.
Aye. That's his last one. I can't $2 on it, it's no bad.
I'll check it once that's stopped. Excuse me.
You still...
He's still live, guys. You loving?
Ah, you still got the volume on it. Hey, Gordon will put the volume down. You haven't you? You put the mic the wrong one down.